It's coming up to 1/4 to 7. We're going to talk about escapology now. Now, you might have read the story of, what's his name, Antony Britton. He wanted to prove he was a brilliant escapologist. He wanted to do the thing that Houdini couldn't do. So he willingly agreed to be buried under the ground.
Yes, the idea being that once he's buried, he manages to dig himself out.
That was the plan.
That was the plan.
That was the plan.
What happened next is sure to have you gasping for air. There is a warning that some viewers may find this distressing. It's advised as well, and we have to be very clear about this, please don't try this at home. It's a death-defying stunt that has only been attempted 3 times in 100 years. First by Harry Houdini, then in 1949 by the brilliantly named Alan Allen, and earlier this week by Antony Britton. The escape artist was hoping to become the first to get out unaided from the classic buried alive stunt. But as happened with both his predecessors, things didn't go to plan. Antony was handcuffed, put in a grave and buried under 6 feet of soil, but had to be pulled out by his crew after 9 minutes. He'd lost consciousness and is now lucky to be alive.
Makes me feel physically sick. It's just terrifying, isn't it?
Not surprised, particularly that shot of his hand just coming out of the... Antony is with us now. You haven't seen that footage. That's the first time you've seen it.
That's the first time I've ever seen it, yeah.
I mean, you look very sprightly and full of life, which is a relief.
Thank you very much. That's a good job.
What on earth possessed you to want to do this in the first place, considering that the 2 occasions it's been attempted, it failed both times?
That's exactly the reason why. It's because the last 2 people are one of the world's greatest escapologists. It's 100 years this year, so it was the best idea to do it this year.
So, you know, you obviously planned it meticulously, looked into it. It was never going to be comfortable. I mean, it just looks awful. Makes me feel... anyway, never going to be comfortable. What point did you realise, though, this wasn't just an uncomfortable part of something you planned, but it was going wrong?
Well, I didn't think it was going wrong, to be fair. As I was going through it, I was just basically focused on exactly my job, and which is getting out to the grave. I got my arm stuck, my right arm, and that's when it became, hang on here, this isn't happening.
So, essentially, and I'm not sure if you can explain what the technique is, but you're essentially digging yourself out.
You're literally using every single part of your body. Anything that moves, you are using it. So you're using your head, your hands, your elbows, your legs, your feet to literally dig your way through 6 tons of soil that's crushing down on you. And that you increasingly find it harder and harder to breathe as well, I'd imagine. Well, yeah. I mean, what happened was I actually managed to create an air pocket whilst I was down there. As I exhaled, your lungs collapse. And when that did, the soil decided that it was going to fall into the areas where my chest was, you know,
compressed.
So that all came down. So when I came quickly for a gasp of air from the air pocket, I couldn't expand my lungs.
So you couldn't get any air in?
Yeah, I couldn't get any air in.
Oh my God!
Now, Antony, you got out, which is great. Your team got you out.
My team was absolutely fantastic.
Amongst the many successful escapologist stunts that you've done, there are a few that have gone wrong as well. You've had a couple that have gone wrong. When you tried to wriggle out of your straitjacket, you were suspended by burning ropes in Bradford.
Yeah, that didn't go wrong.
Did it not? It sounds like it went terribly right.
It didn't sound like it went right, because the high wind sped up the time that the flames burned the ropes and you had to dislocate your shoulder to get lowered down to the ground.
Well, that didn't mean it went wrong.
Oh, OK.
I still managed to get out of the straitjacket, and I still got down to the ground
break your shoulder to do it.
Yeah, I still got down to the ground quite safely, not a problem. Yes, the ropes started burning a little bit quicker than what we expected, but we still got down before the 3rd rope snapped. OK. There was another one in 2013, with Next Steel Cage, which kind of went wrong, but you're still here. So, like you say, you can argue that it didn't go wrong. But you've got something else planned. What's next? We've got a few things planned. We're not going to discuss that. One of them, I've been down to your great city down the road, and last night it was like a child in a sweet shop for me. It was like
looking at the ideas and the options.
Yeah, that London Bridge is looking nice.
When did you first fancy doing this? It's an odd thing to want to do. Were you a little boy and thought, oh, I like getting out of things?
Yeah, I was a little boy and quickly realised that I was absolutely terrible at card magic. So it was like, well, there's no way that I'm going to be a magician or an illusionist, not with these clumsy hands.
So escapologists
fit my personality better.
I love the way that was your two choices. It wasn't, I'm going to go and be a secretary, I'm going to go and be a builder. So just two options. It's all about being a magician.
It's a kid's dream to be a magician, isn't it? But yeah, I quickly realised that my hands aren't quick enough. So.
Well, look, Anthony, thank you very much for joining us and sharing your story. We are delighted, of course, that you're still breathing and still alive.
So am I.
And we look forward, in many ways, in trepidation at the next the stunt, and hopefully it will go equally as successfully, as in you'll still be alive.
Yeah.
Good
Brilliant.
to see you.
It's fascinating. Thanks very much indeed.